put me in the movie, and they're gonna make a big star out of me. Well, make a film about a man that's sad and lonely, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I bet you I'm gonna be a big star. I might win an Oscar, you can never tell. The movie's gonna make me a big star, 'cause I can play the part so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movies, then I know you will plainly see the biggest fool ever hit the big time, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Hey, how you doing, guitar heroes? All right. Well, if you don't know it now, this is a Buck Owens song that was redone by the Beatles in '65. You know, it's kind of a cool song. This is one Ringo sang, and I never knew it was Buck Owens until later, maybe many years ago. But so here you got a great example. The Beatles looking for good songs to cover in their early days, and they find a Buck Owens song, and it's really a good song. When I listen to the Buck Owens version, it ain't a whole bunch different. That little guitar solo that's in there sounds pretty close to the same thing. So it's a good song, and I think it's a good one also, just because we've got kind of a simple structure. So we've got 6 verses. There's probably there's really not too much for repeats of. I think they're all a little bit different. 6 verses, no chorus, and it looks like we're starting in D, so we're probably in the key of D. We got a D, a G, D, A, G, A, D. I see the A7. Oh, there's an E in here too. E2. So we got four chords that we're going to work on today. So not complex from that perspective. Okay, so I got the cape on 1. That's just to bring it into standard tuning. That felt about right for my voice on this particular song. All right, let's zoom in, take a little closer look, and see what we got going. Okay, so I'm not really sure. I think there might be a little guitar intro if I remember right. But in this case, we're just going to start on a D. They're gonna put me in the G. Movies, they're D. Gonna make a big star out of me. Will D make a film about a man that's sad and G, lonely, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Now the second verse is different. You start with A. Well, A, bet you it's gonna be, I'm gonna be D, a big star, might win an Oscar, you can never tell. D, the A movie's gonna make me a D, big star, 'cause I can play the part so well. And that's repeated one more time. And I guess to some extent maybe that is kind of like a chorus, but it doesn't feel like a chorus to me. It could be. And so there you go. Then the next verse we go back into that same thing as the first verse, and we have a third verse. Let's see, and yeah, so that's the same as the first and the third, and then the 5th verse is got the same. In fact, it's repeated, so I guess to some extent we can call that a chorus. Maybe I'll work on the song sheet here. Fix that up. And then we have the last one, which is, I guess the words are different. And then that ends it. And then on the last line, we got the biggest fool that ever hit the G, big time. And A, all I gotta do is act naturally. And then usually, this is a common most endings, right? You kind of take like the last sentence or something, or the last line, and then repeat it, and then that's your ending. And all I gotta do is act naturally. And this is kind of common too, is to take those last 2 chords and then just hit those on the hand. In this case, it's a D. If it would have been G, you'd probably do a C, G. Something like that as an ending. In this case, A, D. So, pretty simple song. Again, we've got, limited number of chords, not a lot of fast changes. And so it's a good one to get under the belt, so to speak. Here, let's check the rhythm for a second. They're gonna put a make a big star out of me. So a little faster and a little bit of emphasis. Well, I bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. And so that's a palm muting. I'm dragging the palm across here to get that little slap thing in there that kind of cuts off the ringing then too. Bet you gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. So the key is to get the right amount of palm pressure as you strum. So it's going to take a little while. Sometimes you might get, you're going to get too much, and you might get that where it's, and you want to get it on the down strum usually to get that. Well, I hope you come see me in the movie, and then I know that you would want to see. And then rolling here on the A to get a little bit of that rhythm. The biggest ever in the big time. In the G, you got these two fingers coming on and off on the beat. And all I gotta do is act naturally. So that rhythm makes a really big difference, and I think it's really important that you work on that rather than just your straight strums, because it's going to sound kind of weird. As opposed to so keep the hand close to the strings, just barely rub on them, and then keep messing with how much pressure. And again, not big giant wild swings here. You're staying close to the strings, and you're not, mostly this is wrist action. See, my arm's not even moving, just my wrist. So a good song to practice that on, because the chords aren't too tough, and they're common ones you probably know. All right, well, there's Act Naturally by the Beatles, originally done by Buck Owens, Bakersfield, California fame. Same old story, get it printed out, get in a songbook, and start working on it. And don't worry about being perfect on any song. Just move on to the next one. I've done that for years and years. I start, it is like, kind of barely okay. And I practice it, and then I get, after 2-3 times around, okay, I'm done with that song, I'm gonna move on. And then eventually, as you keep spending time on it, it's gonna get better and better. The whole key is don't knock yourself out like, hey, I can't get it perfect, and I played it 5 times. That's just not gonna happen. It's gonna take a while, and as an example, I can probably say that if I take a song that I'm even kind of familiar with, I kind of know that I know the tune, I still might have to play through it, maybe 10 times before I start to say, okay, I'm feeling comfortable here now with this song. And if it's one I'm not as familiar with or a little bit more complicated, I might be playing it 25 times. And I still maybe don't have it, but I don't do 25 times at one time. I'm doing that over time, right? So I like variety. So I'm just going to, okay, I did that song, got it a little bit. Maybe if I'm really working on it hard, I'll do it a second time. Then move on to another song. Get a little variety. Keep yourself motivated. Don't get stuck in a rut with one song. Hey, I can't get it, so now I don't want to play anymore. Keep moving around, and you'll find songs that work for you. And some songs don't work for you. I found plenty of those. And then I've had to goof around, and a lot of it is with the keys and what chords and that type of thing, or the pattern of the song. So find those songs that you're good with. I mean, you don't need to know 200 songs. You need to know 5. Just something to kind of keep you motivated, and you can just keep moving on from there once you know the chords and you get that pattern and the strumming and all that stuff down. So keep on strumming out there. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.